This episode's going to be a ride, guys. Just stick with us. But welcome back to another episode of Dubbed or Subbed.
How's it going?
We got me, Lukey.
And Kamari? Never heard you called Lukey. Okay.
No, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling comfortable with myself.
Sweet.
It's Lucas, by the way. But this week, we're here to talk to you guys about another Netflix original, Beastars. Woo! Woohoo! Like I said, Netflix, I think it's just... Is it just... No, there is dubbed... It is dubbed and subbed.
Yeah.
If you... I noticed that if you watched it dubbed with subtitles, the subtitles match the direct translation rather than how the script changed to match dubbed. So if you do watch it with subtitles, it will be a little bit weird. Yeah. Like just give you a nice insight on what it actually was like going for.
Yeah. It's like if you've seen, going to go back to it, Your Lie in April. Your Lie in April's translation is very, very direct, and it doesn't bring it over to like westernized, I guess. So it's not confusing, but your ears and your eyes will be mixed up just a little bit. It just takes a second to get used to.
One of these days we will watch Your Lie in April, and you guys will know what we're talking about.
Yes. Or you could watch it, and then you'll know what we're talking about. You, the viewer, you, our friends. Watch it, please.
So what do we want to start with, Kamari? We got Beastars. It is a little Twilighty. It kind of gives off a little bit of that vibe. We had one group of friends who did say they had seen it, but they thought it looked a little furry. I can promise you'll get over that quick.
Yeah, and the only really Twilighty like comparison is the like Legoshi, who is the main character, the Grey Wolf, is like Edward, and Haru, who is the rabbit, the dwarf rabbit, is like Bella. What is her name? Bella?
I honestly don't know. Bella?
I think it's Bella. And then there's another love interest, but he's not like Jacob. So the really comparison is instincts, defenseless person, and then other person. It's not as like awkward and back and forth as Twilight was as bad, at least. But it's a very good premise. Love triangles are always a really good story.
And this one was super, like, it caught me off guard. Spoilers. Before we get too deep.
Yeah.
The love like the third, the triangle for it definitely, like, caught me off guard.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like, it was introduced and I was like,
yeah. What? Because it's done in a really good way. So
they don't make it known until, like, the 7th episode that, like, that's another thing.
Yeah. So basically the premise of the story is in Beastars, it's a completely animal world. Anthropomorphic animals, they're in high school, they're doing jobs, it's just a whole civilization.
Carnivores, herbivores.
Predators and preys.
Yeah.
So basically it's the whole show is about a group of kids who are in school who are trying to be Beastars. And Beastars are essentially just the most popular actors.
Only one Beastar.
Yeah, there's only one Beastar, but it's the most popular actor in the school, essentially.
I don't think it's necessarily an actor, but, like, the way that it was, like, put out, like, yeah, they were in the drama club, and Louis is planning on being the Beastar. But it's almost more like the one to unite the herbivores and carnivores.
Again, that makes sense.
Because at the end, by the end of the first season, because there's only one season right now, next season's coming next year, I think. Yeah,
or August, one of the
I think it's April. But at the end of it, there's both a carnivore and an herbivore going to be, or trying to become the Beastar. The other thing, because Juno.
Who's the other one then?
Louis.
Okay. Do you think Louis? We'll get into this question for later. Do you think Louis is gonna continue to try to be the Beastar in that season 2? So with this show,
the other thing, I wouldn't say it like put me off of it. It kind of took me a minute to get adjusted. Was the animation style, because it is sort of like a 3D kind of anime. But
it's
not
really good though.
You get used to it really quickly.
It's really good.
It's so good.
Think of, if you guys have seen RWBY, like as it gets into the later seasons, when Ruby first came out, it was
Wait, like RWBY Ruby?
yeah. What?
My heart.
Well, the beginning of Ruby, it wasn't.
You know I have all the pops.
Yeah, the beginning of Ruby was kind of rough, but as it progresses on, it gets so much better visually, and you get comfortable with the visuals.
We need to watch Ruby then, if we're bringing that up right now. Oh my god, I will
Ruby's
watch
good.
Ruby again. But, yeah. One more thing before we get into the meat of this story. The opening. The opening song is one of the best anime openers that I've ever heard. I did some research into the band. It's ALI. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's pronounced Ali or whatever, but ALI, one group of 3 letters. It's just English, Japanese, French rap jazz.
Yo.
And that's their entire shtick. It's the best thing that I've ever heard. You should pause this video, go listen to Temptations right now.
Yes.
And then come back. Because everybody's looking for a way out.
If you're on Spotify right now, pause this. Look up ALI Wild Side intro. Don't listen to the song. Click on the little icon to go to their page. The 4th song down is Temptations. Dear God, it's so such a good song.
Even Music City's good.
Oh yeah, Jungle Fever is good.
Yup. Stay in the Groove. So
yeah,
they're all great.
They're just
it's the best thing. I was so incredibly happy when I decided to look up the theme song because I like anime themes. I will, full disclosure, I will put them in my regular Spotify playlist. Mm-hmm. The one that is not on Spotify that I hate, Resonance. The Soul Eater theme.
Oh,
it's on Apple Music.
I'm sorry,
but not on Spotify.
If you've seen Kakeguru, it has that same type of vibe. So I'll pull up the intro when we're done. It's so nice. It's so nice.
Such a good opening song. You don't want to skip it.
One of the few ones, yeah. If you like anime openers, season 2 of My Hero Arc 2.
Arc 1?
Arc 1.
Tournament arc?
Yeah. I don't remember which one it is.
Oh my god.
You don't skip it. This one you don't skip.
Soul Eater, you don't skip the opening.
Yeah, and you skip the ending, though. Use the whole ending of the anime. Yeah, so to go off of premise, the show is essentially, it's following a gray wolf named Legoshi, mm-hmm. who is, he's a teenager, you can essentially assume, and he's a very docile, laid-back type of individual. Mm-hmm. Until the end of the first episode, where he essentially attacks a rabbit.
And then, like, mid-attacking realizes, like...
I'm about to eat this rabbit and I probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
But
this rabbit being another student. Oh, this is all after the first episode starts.
The intro.
With, the intro is that scene, so you get to see that every time. But after the first episode, it's like stop motion. It's dope.
Yeah. I was saying the intro of the show is somebody just... getting eaten.
What animal is it? He's like a ram or a sheep or something.
Isn't he like an alpaca?
I thought he was a sheep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His name is Tem. He gets hunted down in an auditorium by an still unknown predator.
Yeah.
I made an assumption, because afterwards you see a group of people and you're like, that one looks like the silhouette. But, he gets hunted in an auditorium, by a predator and gets killed in the first episode. And a lot of the first couple episodes revolve around Tem and him, like, and he was going to write a love letter. Yeah. He had Legoshi, or he wanted Legoshi to deliver this love letter to another girl.
And the first, like Luke was saying, the first few episodes are kind of revolving around that. Mm-hmm. And the good part is that it's a very natural transition from the effect that Tim had in his passing away that it has on the rest of the environment.
Because it still gets brought up
till the very end.
Until the very end.
Yeah. So basically, the show is the important part of the show is Legoshi finding out and like trying to combat his animalistic instincts, because it is a world where prey are preyed upon, where you live in fear, mm-hmm. and the predators are trying to keep that balance of, hey, I'm just here. I'm not what everybody says like my kind is.
They also do, like, they don't in the school, no one eats meat because that'd be fucked.
Yeah.
So even the predators have an herbivore diet, I guess, in the school.
They just try to put high in like protein items, yeah.
But I think eggs are one of the big ones.
That was such a weird episode.
That was a weird episode. We'll get to that. But as adults, like they go to the black market to get meat.
Yeah.
So,
which is very weird, but it's an aspect that needs to be like addressed. Because I was thinking about that the entire time. I was like, does everybody just not eat meat? But that would make no sense. Mm-hmm. But man. So as it goes on, Legoshi's just kind of like trying to find his way around the school,
and a lot of it revolves around him being in the drama club, and having to interact with that because he's very timid. So he runs like lights. Yeah. He's in the background.
Stage production.
Yeah, until
I don't remember what it was. So
because Louis got injured, right?
Yeah, that's what it was.
So Louis is he's a deer. I don't know what
red
kind
stag.
of deer. Is he a red?
Yeah, red stag.
So he's a red stag. Haru is the dwarf rabbit. Legoshi is the gray wolf.
Mm-hmm. And these three are the love triangle portions, which is why they're being brought up.
The way Legoshi and Haru meets is that Legoshi is sent to the.
Come on now.
I can't think of the fucking. All I can think is horticulture.
What the fuck is horticulture?
Plants.
Yeah, it's just a gardening committee.
Gardening.
What? How do you remember horticulture, but you don't remember gardening?
Don't ask me any questions right now. So she's in the gardening club, and he's sent to go get flowers from her. And he sees her, and I think he like immediately knows that that's the rabbit that he just tried to attack. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know that it's him because one, it was dark, and two, I think she just ran away.
Nah, she knew it was him.
No,
she admitted later that she was sure that he was the one that attacked her.
Because when they're talking, she is like, because he sees her arm and asks how what happened, and she says she doesn't remember, but she's lying because she does remember. But towards the end, she admits yeah, I got attacked on campus, and then he's like, oh, that was me.
Are you saying towards the end of the show or towards the end of that interaction?
Show.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up because I was pretty sure that there was one point where she was like, yeah, I was positive that, or not positive, but I had a hunch or a feeling that it was you. Even though I didn't get a good look at you, I had a feeling it was you.
That might have been after,
everything
there's
else.
There's a lot of stuff that happens there.
But
smell is a big part of this show.
Yeah. The way that they do it, so real quick, I'm going to cut back to the beginning. So the first part of the Tim getting devoured, which is what they call it, devouring. Is they're in the auditorium and it's dark, so all you see is like white outline.
I forgot about that.
It was done so fucking well because the way that the screen is shaking, you're watching it from the predator's point of view, and you essentially see what you would assume is the predator's like eyesight and sense of smell is just the outline of this individual, which comes into play later because when Legoshi first attacks Haru, he gets a whiff of her scent. And it like goes through his nose and through his everything, and just kind of resonates in his brain, which I thought was a really good concept.
It's such a dope scene where it like cuts away and you can see the smell go up into his brain and
you can see how it affects everything. So the fact that they played smell into the show and the way that they did was really interesting because it wasn't just a sense of smell; it was like an endorphin or an intoxication. So when all this is happening. He every time that he gets the sense and the feeling of overwhelming instinctual instincts, I guess that's kind of what plays. So it's from the very first time that they meet, he smells her. When he goes to the gardening club, he smells her, and that's what he reminds. He's like, "Oh shit, I didn't know who this was. I see the arm thing now, and I'm hoping that that's not her." And then he starts to smell, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is her."
While in the gardening club. She doesn't realize that he's there for flowers. Haru is a promiscuous one. And just I don't even remember what how it went, but she was like, "Oh, that's what you're here for." And just starts stripping.
Yeah. Like, they go into, like, essentially the shed of the gardening work. For some reason, there's a bed in there, which, I mean, we know why, but that's
We know
weird.
why now.
He's, like, stalling, and he doesn't really know what to say because at this point, he's attracted to her, but the way they played it off...
But he's also like, I just tried to eat you.
Yeah.
And in general, he's just kind of...
An awkward kid.
He's awkward, doesn't want confrontation kind of stuff.
So
Been there, done that.
He goes... They go to the shed, and she starts stripping, and he, like, immediately was like, yo, what, like, I love the way this anime does conversations, man. So...
It's natural.
Yes,
it doesn't feel scripted too much.
In that scene, it's literally... So they split the TV in half, and it shows Haru getting undressed, and Legoshi's literally sitting here having a conversation in his head saying, what do I say, what do I do, this, and he's literally, like... talking to himself as she's getting undressed, so you see both of them. It doesn't do like a cut back and forth. You visually have to go back and forth with your own eyes to see what's going on. And then when he finally realizes what's going on, he snaps and it goes back to the regular conversation. Takes a blanket and throws it over her. It's done so well in so many different times. There's a time where Legoshi is talking to Louis in Louis' office, and you see Louis looking at Legoshi, and you just see Legoshi's hands, and he's talking with his hands. And Louis' eyes keep tracking his hands and going back up to him, and then tracking his hands and going back up to him. So you see them both at the same time. You see what Legoshi's hands are doing and what Louis is watching, what he's concerned about, because Louis is a stag, so he's a prey.
So he's paying attention to the predator in front of him, making sure he doesn't.
And it's done so goddamn well.
I'm gonna
stop ranting. I'm sorry.
It's done well.
Christ. So she strips. He freaks out, throws the stuff on her, bolts. And the rest of the show is basically him trying. Like, the rest of the show isn't.
It's not necessarily
you don't need
him,
to be discussed.
Like, trying to get with her, but like him
just trying to be friends for the
most part. Yes, but I think it's also like him trying to come to terms with the fact that he's a carnivore, but is in love with prey.
Yes.
Because there's a point where he says, she's my game, or something like that.
Towards the
end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, big point, you go from that, you can just kind of, you can skip a lot of the other stuff.
From that to, Louis is like the main guy in the drama club. Everyone knows the kind of guy that he is trying to be. You know it, I know it, Kamari knows it.
And I was never even drama.
You always went to high school with this kid, and you either loved him or hated him. And I don't know if I love or hate Louis. Honestly. I have mixed feelings towards him.
I understand Louis.
Yes. I definitely understand it.
Louis.
I don't know if I like him. I don't know if I dislike him.
Yeah.
But I want to see him come back in the second season.
Do you want to break down the rest of the show in sections of characters, or do you want to break down the rest of the show in events?
I'm just kind of jumping. So I'm thinking from that one, we can kind of skip to Louis getting injured.
Yeah.
And having, was it Bill?
Yes.
The tiger? Bill the tiger is having to take Louis' spot
role.
with Louis is the star child of the school. So when they figure out that it's not him, people are like, what the fuck? But Legoshi ends up taking
Bill's role. So the way that Louis is out, Bill steps up to play Adler, and Adler in the...
He's the Grim Reaper, essentially. Adler is the Grim Reaper.
What was the play called?
I don't remember.
God. So Bill goes up to be the Adler, and then Legoshi goes from production for some reason into Bill's spot.
Louis picked him to go up.
Yeah, still for some reason.
Yeah. And before this, Bill is like, I've got this vial of blood, like prey blood, and Legoshi is, it's gonna give me an edge. And Legoshi is like not about that shit. But they get on stage, and they're supposed to be like it's a play fight, but it just goes
heavy,
hard. Like they are fighting. Bill ends up scratching Legoshi's back, clawing Legoshi's back, like scars in the back. And it gets to the point where Louis comes out and is like, he's stopping Bill while staying in character, but also like helping Legoshi. He's like, get up, don't let the crowd see your back, and get out of here.
Real quick on that, the scars stay for the rest of the show.
Yeah,
the scars show up again.
They are brought up.
Which I just thought was a super.
A lot of
touch,
times people get injured in shows like that, and it's just dropped.
Yeah.
As soon as that scene's over, it's dropped. But in this one, it's referenced, like these scars on your back, like where
and you see them.
Yeah. Where would you like to go after that? I'll let you take over.
So basically, Louis essentially brings the whole play back together, compiles themselves, and then he has to deal with the makeup because this is the second night of the play.
Yep.
So he has to deal with the fixing everything and going over everything and whatnots, and he is essentially doing PR and damage control.
With a broken foot.
Yeah, with a broken foot. I think that it's really... The way that they do Louis' character, for me, is really interesting because you find out, I think, 3 episodes later, I think it's episode 7, but it's called 4, where you find out that Louis was in the black market. Because Louis hates predators.
Absolutely fucking hates them.
He it's really interesting the way they do it, but he hates predators, and the entire time, for me, because I didn't know how I felt about him either, but I was like, yo, this dude's a dick. And then you play through the rest of the show and you find out that, he was in the black market. He was going to get eaten. He was all these different things, and he lived in a life of fear because of what predators had done to him. And then he gets adopted. And that's what brings him out of that life and puts him back into the world of, I have a chance. I've been giving a second chance of my life.
And that's what you find out is driving him to want to be the Beastar. Exactly.
So the way that they did it is really good because it makes him realistic, and that's a really good part about a lot of this show, is Louis didn't have you're a predator, I just don't like you because this is this. He had a disdain towards predators, but he still treated Legoshi...
He had a certain respect for Legoshi.
Exactly. Which is something that everybody can take from literally everything. And I'm going to get into the whole...
I don't like a lot of people, but I respect them.
Yeah, I'm going to get into the prejudiceness of the show. The people are looked down upon in this entire show for several different reasons because of what species they are or the predator, prey, whatever it may be. Louis was the person who was like, hey, I understand that. I even have my own reasons to hate you, but I'm going to stick up for you, essentially. Because there's points where he's where somebody was getting on Louis in the office, and he's like, hey, you stop, whatever, get the fuck out of here. And then when Bill and Legoshi are fighting, he's like, hey, get up, compose yourself, get out of here. I don't like what's going on, and I'm going to ream both of you guys about this later, but I understand. Mm-hmm. Louis was a very good almost antagonist because Louis was the absolute opposite of Legoshi. Mm-hmm.
This outgoing herbivore versus this
super docile, conserved predator.
Yeah.
Carnivore? Yeah. Is that what you're going for? Gotcha. But, and then later you find out that Legoshi has been sleeping with Haru, or that Louis has been sleeping with Haru for apparently a long time.
Haru's in love with Louis.
So, and that compiles it more on to where, it just adds on factors where Louis and Legoshi are just opposites.
Legoshi will, at one point, had an interaction with Louis after he was with Haru, and was like, I can, it goes through the whole, I can smell her on him.
And it's just done so well. You can't hate Louis because in order to...
He's respectable.
What is it? In Ender's Game, in order to truly defeat your enemy, you have to understand them, and in understanding your enemy, you love them. To truly not like Louis, I have to understand the way and why he is what he is, but in that moment, I actually do love him, and I do respect him, because there's things that he can't do because he knows he is outclassed by trying to go and fight a damn gang, a mafia, as a prey, the Shishigumi, as a prey. And he's like, you know what? I know what this would do for me, and I just kind of can't do that. I'm in love with her, which is the opposite of where Legoshi is, hey, I am the predator and I can do this, but even if I was in your spot, I would still want to do this. So it's just, I think the play of Legoshi versus Louis is done throughout the entire show so well that it creates literally a night and day opposite.
Mm-hmm.
That is my rant.
There's such good complementing characters for each other. Mm-hmm. And I don't know the last time I've seen an anime where it's that good. Because like you said, Louis not necessarily an antagonist, but he could be.
You could see him as the antagonist.
Yes.
You could see him as the villain, essentially, because if you're the type of person that wants to find somebody to
Hate?
blame or
Yeah.
or hate, Louis is it for you, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
Louis is it for you.
But then towards the end, I don't know.
There is, like, towards the end, they actually put a mafia in that is the villain.
Actual villain. Because it is quite a while before Haru gets kidnapped, right?
Yeah, I think it's like the last 2 episodes.
It's like the last 2 or 3 episodes. Haru gets kidnapped by the Shishigumi, and then Legoshi is essentially just like, I'm gonna go
Save her. Yeah.
I'm gonna go get her. And then, so before that, they went to the black market as students.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was an insane scene.
Some guy was trying to sell them their fingers, or sell them his fingers to eat.
I'll let you bite my fingers. The thumbs are the good one for
this
20,000 yen.
Yeah.
Like legitimately selling his body, but not being able to use it again.
Yeah. To the point where Legoshi gets separated and then kidnapped by a panda with a crossbow.
Is that a panda with a crossbow?
A panda with a crossbow.
Jesus Christ.
The panda with a motherfucking crossbow.
Yo, man, that panda was a thug.
Yeah, and it's the panda was like a doctor who's trying to understand and turn, not necessarily turn them, but make carnivores understand.
Oh yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
To where he's like, it seems like Legoshi's gonna die because of this fucking panda, but this panda's chill as hell, even though he's got, doesn't he have an eye patch?
I think he has 2. I thought the panda was blind the entire show, bro.
No,
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Fairly certain he just has one eye patch.
But his other eye
I think is
black.
scarred.
Yeah, he has an eye patch on, and then his other eye is scarred, so it's either never open or it's just straight black. And I'm like, yo, this dude is blind.
Yeah, this panda.
He is straight up blind.
And Legoshi tells him, I'm in love with a rabbit, essentially. And he's like, no, you're not. And apparently he gives him a fucking
Bunny
porno
Playboys.
magazine. Yeah.
That was funny.
Which his roommate Jack finds later, and he's like, hey man, everyone's into their own thing.
Super understanding, super chill, what a best friend needs to be. I love Jack.
He is a golden retriever, so man's best friend.
friend.
Yeah.
Wolf's best friend apparently too.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, so he runs into Gumi. The panda.
Guhin.
There we go. Runs into him and essentially is like, "Hey, change your ways, whatever. Soon you'll realize that you can't fight this and you'll just devour somebody, or you actually do what you're trying to say you're gonna do. You know what? Mm-hmm. Choice is yours." And lets him dip. They go back. You find out because the 4 kids who were in the black market were all predators, that none of them were able to do it. None of them were able to eat the dude's fingers, and they all had their own moral dilemmas with eating somebody else.
They were also told not to go to the black market.
Yeah.
Before going immediately to the black market.
Yeah. So after that you have the Festival of the Meteor, which is a scene where all the departments are having it's just a festival scene for anime, but it's done
Every
really well.
Every anime has a festival scene. This one was no different. It's done well.
You find out about a character named... Oh no, Juno came in a lot earlier.
Juno is in a lot earlier because she's in episode 6 or something. So she is introduced quite midway through this anime.
Juno's one of my favorite characters, and Juno has the best scene in the whole anime. I don't care what anybody says.
Are you talking... What
yes.
scene? The last one?
The last scene.
Oh, you're a hoe.
Wait, no, not the last scene.
The one where she is I'm going to stop the show and call out Legoshi.
No.
Okay.
No, not that one.
I thought I was you are a fucking...
So, Juno is a gray wolf, and she's the only other gray wolf, and she is trying... she has a crush on Legoshi, but Legoshi is completely oblivious to it.
Or he just doesn't give a shit because he likes Haru.
I think that makes him oblivious.
I think he's oblivious because
he's a crush.
More concerned about Haru.
Because there was never a point where I don't think there was ever a point where he addressed oh, I think she has a crush on me. Everything was oh,
everyone else was hey, Juno, go talk to Legoshi, and Legoshi's I can't. Haru.
It was just hilarious the way that it was done because she's super forward, she's super everything, super composed, and she was a very good actress.
Yes,
all it needs to be said.
I also really appreciate that they gave Juno, the freshman, the star role, when there's a cheetah in the back who's been... He's like
has to be like
senior.
7th year senior, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says, man.
That's a super, super, super senior.
But yeah, so Juno's the gray wolf that is the other love interest that is trying to get Legoshi's attention, never does. Until the very end, and then she like steals it essentially. Super dope scene. You should watch it either way. After like the black market scene, there we go. I think it's what the meteor, the festival of the meteors
is
festival?
The festival is after, because Haru was supposed to meet Legoshi at the festival.
Yeah, that's what I just said. The black market scene then after is the festival of the meteors.
It goes black market and then Shishigumi arc and then festival.
No, Haru got stolen from the festival. They never. Oh, so not the final festival. They're setting everything up for the festival.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Don't
Me.
So they're setting up. Sorry, they're setting up for the festival. They're getting everything prepared. While they're setting up,
Power goes out.
Power goes out. Haru gets kidnapped.
Yep.
And from there is what we've addressed beforehand.
Oh wait, because power goes out. Legoshi goes to find her. Finds her, and she goes, "Oh, Louie, you're here."
Oh my god.
And then Legoshi's like, "Oh."
Oh my god. So,
and then
yes.
she's like, I'm fine, and then she immediately gets kidnapped.
that scene hurt me. So basically,
emotionally, yes.
Legoshi goes hunting for Haru. Goes hunting for her. Finds her behind a tree, like basically just curled up. He's like, hey, I think he even said something, which Louie and Legoshi don't even sound remotely close to the same. She's like, oh my god, I knew you'd find me, Louie. And he's like, for me, it's that scene where like it just shatters and everything falls to pieces and it's just black. He was black inside, I was black inside, I felt nothing for him. So sad.
You felt nothing for him?
I felt nothing for him. Like, I felt nothing for him.
I was like, you felt something.
Oh yeah. I felt nothing. Nothing is something.
There's a black hole in my pit of a stomach.
But yeah, so Haru gets kidnapped essentially right after that. I don't even think it wasn't because of that, because I think they get back to the group.
Because the Shishigumi cut the lights in order to grab someone.
Yeah. But I thought they get back to the group together. And then
I don't think so. I don't remember. We could be wrong. I don't remember, but I don't believe she did, because then they found her shoe.
Did Legoshi just leave her?
I think so.
Oh, that's a baller move. Wow. Okay, so Haru gets kidnapped. After that is essentially Legoshi and...
There's some fucked up shit that goes on when she's kidnapped, too. I wasn't comfortable a little bit.
Legoshi and Louie, like, physically fight because Legoshi's like, hey, we have to go and get her. Louie's like, hey, I can't do shit. And there's a lot more to that. I just don't really feel like explaining all
Go watch it. You'll understand.
And then Legoshi's like, you know what? If you're going to be too much of a baby back bitch to go and get her, I'm going to go and get her by myself. He gets there. Straight up goes thug mode on a lion, because the whole Shishigumi is just a bunch of lions. There's one that's walking in as he's following him. He gets him to shoot his own ear off with like some ninja moves, and then is about to eat him, but doesn't.
Doesn't deliver a killing blow. Like, he goes for the neck, but doesn't kill with it.
So the first dude?
Isn't it?
No.
Oh.
Because I think with the first dude, he
No, it was the dude on the bridge that I'm thinking.
Yes.
Yep.
So he basically he ends up infiltrating this mafia base, and he's about to get killed, and the panda with a crossbow shows up.
Panda on the crossbow showed up on the bridge.
Oh, then yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that Legoshi was gonna kill the first dude. Did he?
I thought he was gonna, because he went for the neck. And then the dude got back up and was like, that kid didn't actually kill me.
Wasn't that the last dude who was going to shoot at him that Louie killed? I'm 100% positive of that.
Yes, yep. I forgot Louie came in at this scene with a fucking
Glock, bro. Louie came in holding the strap. So, yeah, so
After crossbow dude comes back.
So Panda with a crossbow comes in and helps Legoshi basically kick ass in the building.
In the building, yeah.
Get through everything. And while all this is happening, like Lucas was saying, there's a bunch of uncomfortable stuff happening.
And before we get into that, the panda's like, all right, yeah, maybe you do actually love her. Go get her. And then while this is happening, Haru is in front of the, like, Shishigumi boss guy who's gonna eat her. Like, that is his goal. But he is enjoying it too much. Like, that watching her bathe and, like, get clean and inspecting her.
Was he...
She bathed in front of him.
Okay, yeah. I just remember him saying that, hey, I need you to be clean before I eat you. And I was like... Oh. It was like
it's part of the ritual. It was a very uncomfortable scene, and it was meant to be. Because, like, in her head, it's, like, portrayed as she's writing a will during it.
Yeah, which was pretty dope.
And she says that. It was like, in my head, I just wrote a will.
She just disassociates with it.
Yeah. And I mean, what else are you going to do in that situation?
Which is another real fucking thing about this show.
It is such a good show.
I'll let you continue with that uncomfortableness.
I don't really want to continue with the uncomfortableness, but so all of that's happening while Legoshi is infiltrating the base. Panda dude with a crossbow is helping, and he ends up... I don't remember how we got to the bridge, where the bridge was, in conjunction with this grand staircase that they were fighting at, the first part. I don't remember. I don't know. But he goes to a bridge, and there's one last dude. I don't think... It wasn't the boss, but it was, like, the last bodyguard. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I'm looking at you for confirmation.
Yeah.
But it was, like, the last bodyguard, and this fight goes hard. Like... Because this is the one where Legoshi is like, I'm gonna do it. And he goes for the neck, but doesn't kill him.
That wasn't on a bridge.
Yes, it was.
That one was not on a bridge.
Yes, it was, because he got back up, and then Louis came with a Glock.
Louis got to doing the Glock in the room.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Okay, so we're gonna go back after.
Oh my god!
To watch the last two episodes, the last two episodes.
We're gonna go back, watch this shit, and then we're gonna put it at the end of this episode so we can see how it actually went. But I'm gonna let Lucas go with his bridge and his Glocks.
Fuck you. Go.
So basically, what happened was in the final one, they go to the top room of this bell tower looking type thing. If you've ever played Pokemon, it looked like the burning build, like the burning.
I thought you were gonna say Bellsprout Tower.
Yeah, Bellsprout Tower. Because it was Bellsprout Tower, and then the other one, they're essentially
the burnt one. Yeah,
they're essentially the same one. So he finds Haru is in the middle of a room. He's talking to the last dude in the Shishigumi, and basically he's like, "Yo, Haru, calm your, like, just go ahead. You're good. Close your eyes. I'm gonna mac this dude." He macks him. The fight is dope. Like, not even gonna lie, fight's actually pretty damn dope. Legoshi wins, bites him on the neck. Okay, they get up, they leave. They're walking over a bridge to exit where they found the first dude, and the guy's like, he gets back up and says like that zombie scene, "Oh, you didn't finish me off, I'm gonna finish you off." He has a gun. He starts aiming it at them.
That's the dude who got neck bit.
Yes.
So the one on the bridge?
No, they fight in a room as they're walking away. They're walking over the bridge. Because there's like a little moat. They're walking over a bridge. The dude is still in the room. Keep that face. I'm going to screenshot that face. I'm going to use it as my fucking wallpaper for the next 3 weeks, bro.
Don't you wish we had that good a definition?
Oh my god. So Louis comes in and basically is like, "Hey, I remember you. You're the one." I don't know if he was the one who kidnapped me, but he was like, "Hey, I'm just done with your shit." Comes in, puts the gun like into his mouth, and is like, "I want you to apologize." And the dude's like mumbling over the gun. He's like, "I can't hear you." And in my head, I was like, "Yo, he has a gun in his mouth. He's not gonna be able to say anything." And then it cuts away to like the scene of their, like the shot of their feet. Trigger pulls, and it cuts away. And you never see Louis after that. So this is where the little bit's gonna be of us after watching it.
So here's the part where we come back and tell you that I was wrong and Kumari was right.
We apologize about the video quality. We're not using the $1,200 camera right now. We are using Lucas's webcam.
It's a lot better when it's like small in the corner. Yeah.
But as we promised,
Twitch.tv/Slayudi, Laidi.
as we promised, we're coming back to let you guys know how the chain of events actually did happen in Beastars. So for starters, where did they have the final fight?
The final fight was at the top of a tower.
Yes. Where was Legoshi when he was walking away.
Not over a moat.
Okay, he was over a river. You can assume it's a moat.
No. It was a path.
Yeah.
Because there were people sitting next to it off the path.
Yeah.
And then there was a wall.
No, they were on a bridge. Can we agree that they were walking on a bridge?
They weren't on a bridge.
Okay.
When they were walking away, they were not on a bridge.
Watch it again.
We watched it maybe 5 minutes ago. I called it out as it was happening. This is not a bridge. And he did not argue then.
Where did Louis shoot the tiger? Or the
On
lion?
a balcony.
Where was Louis' tail?
You could try and argue that it was inside the room.
That Legoshi fought the lion, right?
You could try and argue that Louis' tail was inside the room where Legoshi fought the lion. That's a thing you could try to argue.
So for everybody, I'm taking a glorious screenshot of this beautiful video so I can keep it as reference. So when Lucas tries to doubt me on anime, I can just pull it up because it feels so good it should be wrong.
I really don't like how this feels. It feels bad. Feels bad, man.
Great. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, back to your
Scheduled
programming.
And okay, now we're back. So I don't have anything really else to say about the show.
Well, after that happened, Legoshi and Haru spend the night in a hotel that accepts not interracial, but like
Interspecies.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be the same thing.
Yeah.
Actually.
Couples, so with herbivore and carnivore. And you think they're gonna fuck. They don't. Well,
Haru sticks her hand in his mouth.
Yeah. There's literally a point where they're like, this is just instinct. I want to be eaten.
Yeah. And then it's super awkward, super uncomfortable for Legoshi, and it's not uncomfortable to watch. At least for me, it wasn't. It was just kind of like, oh, it's a kid, he's a teenager, this is the first time he's ever experienced like being with somebody, so he's just uncomfortable. They never do it. They go back. Their friendship gets rekindled. Then Legoshi ends up in the hospital, but he goes to the hospital and he's getting like fixed up essentially. And there's a scene where Juno goes and visits him and basically like, hey, I'm here for you. You should be like with your own kind. It's supposed to help you when you touch someone of the same species or something like that. And he was like, nah, I'm good, fam. Like legit, he was like, nah, I'm good. Like, thank you though. She leaves. Haru's coming up to the room, and there's a lot of like inner monologues that go on in this show. And essentially, you walk up, and it's like I'm gonna address it again. The snake, solid
Bing.
snake, bing, where she sees Juno, and she's like, okay, and it's gonna just walk the opposite direction. And Juno's like, hey, like, are you going to see Legoshi? And she's like, no, I have no business being in there. And then turns around and walks away. So it's Haru, and she's.
Haru is literally like this tall.
The actual, like, not everybody's not the same size. It's literally
like mice are
visual.
Mice are like down here. They walk along the corners of rooms.
Yeah,
and, like in hallways. Like they walk along the walls.
Very well depicted. So Haru.
The first time they showed that, I was like, "What? No way!"
Haru's walking away, and it shows her walking, and then Juno walking right behind her. And then it cuts to them walking a little bit faster, Juno like walking faster behind her.
I forgot about that.
And then it cuts to Haru sprinting, and Juno's just full strike mode, chasing her down like the dude off of Get Out. It was perfect,
over here.
man. So then they have a conversation, they figure it out, Juno like starts smelling her, and like is like, oh, you think I'm gonna eat you? No, I just want to smell you to make sure that you guys didn't have sex. And you guys didn't, so Lego, she's mine. It's great. It goes from like a weird love triangle from this way to two guys and a girl to where it goes like this way to where it's still weird but two girls and a guy. Lego, she's in both of them. Haru's in both of them. A little bit of fun for everybody. I don't know. And then essentially the last scene is Juno having a performance and then giving a speech and then pulling Legoshi onto the stage and saying, hey.
While Legoshi and Haru are like...
making up for it, yeah.
Yeah.
she pulls on the stage, cuts off their conversation, and is like, "Hey, this predator just risked his life to save this carnivore just risked his life to save an herbivore. This just shows that we can come together as society and everything. Juno is a fifth dimensional chess player, bro.
Yo, like, if you guys have seen the videos on TikTok of the dude playing chess in like 5 seconds, she's that, but in in animal life.
In real life. So,
like, she plans her actions like 17 steps in advance, and it's wild.
It's done pretty well. So that's like the gist of the show.
Yeah.
That's like an overall breakdown. We're able to break down the characters, a little bit of each of them. I only have one other thing specific to say about this show before I am done.
What up?
There's people that are saying that there are weird vibes, rapey vibes in the show.
I wouldn't go that far.
You wouldn't go that far, what?
Oh, I wouldn't say that it's rapey vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
I think it's like uncomfortable because they're animals.
Probably, yeah. I would say that... So we had a conversation with a friend. Hi, guys.
Hey.
That they said that with the aspect of it being a predator and prey relationship with Haru and Legoshi, it creates that it's predatory and makes it very rapey. I don't think that was the case at all. I would say that if you address it into the terms of just the words, I can see where you're coming from, or where like you can have that in definition of, oh, he has the power in the relationship, but there was never a point where he was trying to overpower, except for the very first part where he was just going to eat her. Like, it wasn't even, like, he was just going to eat her.
Yeah, he didn't even think about it.
So I think the rest of the show, it does a really good really good point of making it seem, of making the disconnection between, hey, I actually do want her, and then addressing, that's not what you want, you just want to eat her. And then saying, no, like, I want to be with her, I actually do love her, I want to be around her, I want to be in her presence. And it goes to him just wanting to be friends with her. Like, there was a point where they sit down in the cafeteria and he's like, hey, I don't even, like, if I can't be with you, I just want to be friends with you. Which I think really broke it away from that, like, predatory prey type of relationship to just two people who are, like, around one another. Mm-hmm. So, I think, yes, there obviously are very rapey vibes in the end when they were going to eat her and they were having her, like, strip down and bathe and everything, which that was very intentional. And I can see you not liking the show for that one specific reason, but I think that played a very important part in the development of the characters and the development of Legoshi having to like deal with that. And how Haru, her entire premise has been about sexuality and the fact that she needed to use her sexuality in order to to feel something, because she felt very insecure and unsafe and vulnerable until she started taking advantage, and that being what she could control. So to people who may think that it's in rape culture, that this is a show that deals with that, I don't think that it is. I think that it's another just addressing of, hey, it's something that's going on in our world, and not everything has to do with rape, not everything has to do with race, not everything has to do with money. It's just something that you can tie it to. I try to not talk about several different racial issues when it comes to this show, which they can be done very easily. The same thing can be done with nearly any other anime. Every anime can be seen as extremely rapey or extremely prejudiced or extremely this way or that way or this way. And I think a lot of that plays into what you want to see. Mm-hmm. If you're looking for it to be this way, it can be. But if you're looking for a good show, you found one. Because damn, the show's good.
Scale of 1 to
10? Okay, I'm gonna address that. I think I'm changing my rating. I don't know if I said this last week. I'm changing my rating. I'm gonna be a little bit more
stringent from now on.
Stringent.
Are we actually going below 5s now?
I'll go below. I gave B and A fucking 3, dude. Only because of how beautiful it was.
I feel like you have been rating animes pretty high, though.
Well, and all the animes that we watch are the ones that I like.
Yeah, we started on a high note. We're going to get into some shit in a little bit.
Because I think... I gave another one a perfect score.
Afro.
Yeah, Afro's fucking amazing. Though,
Yeah,
so.
you can't really beat Afro Samurai letters.
With this one, I would say fucking 9, bro.
Yeah.
And this is really, really hard because this is encountering me saying I'm gonna be a lot more stringent. But this is a great anime.
Like, even this show compared to My Hero, even I'm more excited for the next season of Beastars than My Hero.
Yeah.
So I have to give it a 9.
Yeah. Literally, I think the only thing that, and this is coming from me, I like the art style, but like Lucas said, it is very weird.
It takes some getting used to. It's not what you're used to in other animes. It's not the traditional 2D art style.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Yeah.
They use it so well.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go off real quick. So there's 3 scenes that I think make this anime as good as it is. First scene being when Louis and Legoshi are talking in their in Louis' office.
Oh, I actually paid attention to that. There's no desk. I was just dumb. It's just like the green room for a production.
Oh.
There's just some chairs in there.
Oh, okay.
But Louis is always in there, so I just assumed that it was his office.
But basically, and they do this a lot, like I said before, where they cut and they have it split, and it shows one person and one person, and they're talking, and you have to literally go back and decide what you want to pay attention to, and it shows how realistic they put into, like, how much realism they put into their actions. Because in a conversation, and I do this a lot, if I'm talking to somebody, I will look at your lips instead of your eyes, or I'll look at your hands and your body motion and the way that you're sitting before I'll look at your eyes, majority of the time, unless I'm talking to you. When I'm talking to you, I'll look in your eyes. When you're talking to me, I'll read your lips or I'll read your body. And it gave me that chance to do that. It gave me that chance to see, it conveyed that Louis is concerned about certain things in just what he's looking at. I'm looking at you and looking at your hands, looking at your hands, looking at you. Looking at your mouth, looking at you, looking at your hands. You're close, I'm going to take a step back. It showed stuff like that. It showed the same thing when Haru and Legoshi are in the
Cabin.
Yeah, the cabin.
Whatever you'd call it. Shed.
Shack, shed, cabin, smash, I don't know.
That building out back.
Outhouse.
Outhouse.
So, basically, those scenes were done so well, and it conveyed so much on the conversations and the actions of the characters that I just loved it. Mm-hmm. It was a very good depiction of how people have to act when you're grouped together. Hey, all predators are done this way. All predators act this way. I need to watch these people. There's a scene where there's like 4 girls that are talking in front of a building about what's going on, and Legoshi's right behind them. It's in like the first episode, I think, where Legoshi's right behind them, and then you just kind of feel bad because the rest of the show you're realizing that not all predators, because they're in the predator species, that they're the same way. I think that's something that everybody, and for a third time, for the people in the back, everybody can learn something from. So this anime teaches you. This anime addresses something and doesn't hold back whatsoever. And lastly, the scene where they're given the fucking, not concert, the play, where Louis and
Bill and
Legoshi are all going at it, essentially. That was such a heavy scene, and it was done so well.
Good.
Like, the cinematography for this one is just beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So 9 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
9 out of 10. Yeah, anything else to add for the show?
If you find it...
For the anime.
Oh, yeah, if you find anything weird about it, find it rapey, let me know. Hit us up. I'd like to talk to you about it, because I like having conversations with people. Yeah. We can go on and on and on and on about so many different things that it's just sitting here talking to you instead of talking with you. So, if you want to talk, let us know.
Engage.
Yeah. Beat the algorithm.
Beat the algorithm.
What were you going to say?
I don't really have anything else to add towards Beastars. Great show. Definitely recommend checking out. If you do like it, if you don't like it, let us know in the comments section.
Yeah.
Give our channel a subscribe if you like what we're doing. Share us with your friends. Mm-hmm. Hit that like button down below. Mm-hmm. Before we head out, though, I do it every time.
Yeah, I was gonna, if you like ramen or ramen items or ramenan or candy.
Ramadan?
Ramene?
Ramene.
Sorry. I was thinking Ramadan. Ramene. Go ahead and look up ramenontheblock.com, ramenonthebloc.com. It is a location, it is a store that we are currently affiliated with that sells very authentic ramen. They sell ramene, which is if you don't know, it's the...
Marble soda.
Yeah.
Glass marble soda.
Yeah, basically where you take off the top, hit the thing down, and it basically is just super dope. I don't know. I thought it was amazing the first time I tried it. I got soda everywhere.
Yeah,
When it was
you
fun.
did.
Oh my god. And they also have different flavors of Kit Kats. So like there's, I know there's the sea salt. There is the lemon, I almost said lemon drop one.
Yeah.
But they have different flavors of Kit Kats.
Yeah.
If you use...
Got some Pocky, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, they have Pocky?
Yep.
Dope.
Different flavors. Just
Dope.
different imported goodies, basically.
The owner is adding in posters and collectibles and stuff of the sorts that are directed towards anime. So if you want to, go ahead and check out Ramen on the Block. Add in the promo code DOS for dubbed or subbed, and you'll get 10% off all of your entire transaction. If your transaction is over $50, you will get free shipping. So
can't complain there.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, I think we're set, man.
Yeah, thank you, Ramen on the Block, for helping us out. Thank you guys for your continued support and coming back. Not every week because we're not like regular, but
coming back when we upload, baby.
Yeah,
Y'all here and we know it.
Back.
We know it.
We see you guys. We see those numbers. But I think that's all we got for today.
Yeah, we're all set, man.
Love you guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Travel safe.
Bye.